Now, coverage you can count on. WUTR, Channel 20, 11 at 11.
Police have released the name of the man killed when two trucks collided this afternoon. We'll have details up next. Well, good evening. I'm Melissa Gottschall. We begin 11 nonstop minutes of news in Verona. Police have released the name of the man killed in an accident today. It happened just after 2 o'clock this afternoon at the intersection of Route 365 and Blackman's Corners Road. Investigator Nowakowski states that David Newton, 52 of Syracuse, was the driver of the dump truck heading westbound on 365. 47-year-old John Kroll, the driver of a United Rentals pickup truck. Kroll entered the intersection ahead of Newton. The dump truck was unable to avoid Kroll. Newton was taken to Oneida City Hospital for an evaluation. John Kroll was transported to the same hospital where he was later pronounced dead. The accident remains under investigation. If anyone has witnessed the accident today, contact investigator Nowakowski at 765-2208. Well, Senator Schumer announces that $2.2 billion in Medicaid and fiscal relief are headed to New York. What does that mean to local counties? Central New York as a whole would receive $16.5 million for Medicaid expenses. Oneida County would get $4.1 million, Onondaga $8.1, Madison County $1.2, and you can see the rest. Depending on New York's final Medicaid bill, the local aid agreement would deliver as much as $2.2 billion to state and local governments. The bill was expected to pass the House today and the Senate tomorrow. It will then go to the president to be signed into law. Well, bar and restaurant owners irate over the impending statewide smoking ban say they're hitting the state where it hurts, right in the wallet. About 300 taverns and restaurants across New York and the Mohawk Valley have unplugged quick draw lotto machines to protest the smoking ban that goes into effect in July. As a result of turning off the game, the state has lost more than $500,000 in revenue since the protest started on Monday. And apparently it's working. The legislature is expected to consider amendments that would ease the state's smoking law for businesses. The amendments would allow smoking in some rooms of bars and restaurants and provide tax breaks for building the smoking rooms. Well, Election Day for the Utica School Board is almost here, and tensions are rising between the candidates. Peg LaFlemme, Dale Evans, D. Victor Pellegrino, and Donald Dawes. They are the candidates. LaFlemme and Evans issued a statement condemning Pellegrino, saying, quote, "It is simply outrageous that Pellegrino tries to dodge responsibility for this financial crisis," unquote. We spoke with Pellegrino today. He said that though he was the president of the board, he was in the minority, and so he couldn't stop mismanagement of the budget.
The financial mismanagement that I'm talking about happened while I was in the minority and while the people that are supporting Evans and LaFlemme were in the majority. So I think
Now, Evans says that since Pellegrino became president, the school's financial situation has worsened, and he thinks Pellegrino should claim his share of the responsibility. Well, the Arnold Group retirement home at Rome Patriot Metals has quite a vision for the city. The developers have goals of actually building a retirement resort complete with in-house services such as a hair salon, physical therapy, pools, and even a small grocery store, among other things. Developers Floyd Arnold and Michael LeCarry say it'll be a relaxing community where of-age retiring couples or empty nesters can live out their golden years. But these developers also look at it as an economic boom for Rome contractors.
We are going to use Rome contractors. If they're a union, yeah, they'll be a union. You know, I'm very committed, beyond your wildest idea. I'm very committed to exhausting Rome.
Now, the average cost of rent within the communities will be about $2,100 a month. Stay tuned for more details on this upcoming resort. Well, it was a very emotional day in the town of Marshall. Today, family, friends, and co-workers came out to honor and remember a man loved by many. Earlier, our Brenda McDonough attended a special bridge dedication and has more on a James Burke Jr. and those who knew him best.
He was 42 years old, a husband, father, and dedicated construction worker. But last year, James Burke was killed while working on this bridge in the town of Marshall.
Yeah, he was a good guy. He was dedicated, and he was proud of what he did, and he was a very good carpenter, and we loved him a lot.
Surrounded by friends and family, the bridge was dedicated to the man who gave his life trying to build it. Burke was killed in June of 2002 after an operator reportedly pulled the wrong switch.
It's a motley looking crew, but we're all right.
Wonderful people.
The Burke family has been in the construction business for decades and say without James Jr. by their side, it has been very difficult.
And all of my boys are construction workers. They work bridges, and it is hard to get along without, you lose one of them, and it's a big loss. But we're going to get through it, and we'll make it.
In addition to naming the bridge after him, many say they're hoping today's ceremony will serve as a lasting tribute to James Burke.
And it's important that we remember Jim and that we remember people like him who make this community better without ever hitting the headlines, one person at a time, and in this case, one bridge at a time.
And hoping people will think about the man who paid the ultimate price when they travel on this one. In the town of Marshall, Brendan McDonald, WUTR, Channel 20 News.
And 3 generations from the Burke family helped to build the California Street Bridge. And as you saw, his coworkers gave Jim's dad a framed picture of the 3 of them working on that bridge.